On today's episodes of Garage Talk, silly season is officially underway for IndyCar,
And we have an exploit at Portland International Raceway. Chase Briscoe goes back to back at the Southern 500.
and some interesting stuff with the return of Formula One on the season after the break. All that and more right now.
Welcome to an all new episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flook.
I'm Eric Richardson.
Uh, a lot going on this week. We'll get right into it. The IndyCar season is done. Josef Newgarden continues his win streak dating back to 2014 with his
11 seasons.
his last ditch win at Nashville, and his win went over better with the crowd than his second 500, I think. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah.
tell on TV, but it didn't seem like as many people were booing him as his second 500. Granted,
It helps that it was a hometown track too.
yeah, the hometown, and you don't have Pato chasing you. Didn't didn't help things either, but it's good. Good for him. Bad year for Penske. I mean, for their
Yeah,
standards,
they still had two wins
which
on
is a
the year.
bad year. Bad year. I mean, but look at Ganassi.
Yeah, you complain, well, we had two wins on the year. It was terrible. It
Fired,
was.
fired your leadership. Right.
You had
had
another
a
scandal.
had another
You had all
scandal.
sorts of stuff going on. Changed up your leadership.
Oh, by the way, two of your three cars didn't finish the 500. One because of a technical failure. The other one because they wrecked on the pace lap. Uh, I mean, pretty dismal for Penske standards. I mean, they expect excellence, but the other news out of Team Penske, which we kind of sort of saw coming, was Will Power.
They let their top driver from this year go.
Said it was time to move on.
I want to know if it really was Will Power that decided to go, or if Penske was just like, yeah, make it look good for you, but we're not bringing you back.
It's interesting because it's like, I mean, yeah, he's up in his 40s. I think his best years are behind him. But it's just kind of like, wow, that was kind of a unceremoniously like, bye, thanks, bye.
And he did have one of those race wins.
But he has already found a new home.
Yeah, Andretti was looking for a drummer.
A drummer, yes. Looking for a drummer. That's right. I mean, or he was auditioning as a drummer. But I still don't
That
understand
night after the race.
what prompted that. Was that a like? Did he just do that, or was there some special event that was going on where he was doing that? Like, I still don't
I don't
understand
actually
why he was
know.
playing drums. He was pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, but that was fun to see.
I
Just a
mean,
few
this
hours
is
after the race, and he's jamming out.
it's good to see. Like, the biggest criticism of Indy cars is you don't focus enough on your drivers that people don't see the fun side of them. They don't see the outside the track. Yeah, it's just it's it was fun seeing like that side of him, other than commercials of him with the the double birds and it. I mean, they still have a lot to do, but I'd say overall, from a season perspective, they took some good steps forward. I think.
Yeah, it's moving the right direction.
There was a stat yesterday about the demographics that the 18 to what was it 18 to 34-year-old demographic was up pretty significantly. The female demographic from 18 to 34 was up again pretty significantly. So it's the overall numbers are not there yet. I mean, they're still. I still don't think there's an excuse for you have very little competition on a Sunday mid-afternoon and you're only getting 700,000 people tuning into a race. Like that's not cool. And 6,000 people showing up to the Iowa race, that's not good either.
No.
But
And
there are
the
other
other thing
factors here too.
that the other thing that kind of skews some numbers too is the 7.5 million viewers from the 500
Yeah,
this year.
yes, it does.
So it throws off those averages just a touch.
Just a little. Yeah, when you're 8.1 million to 700,000, yeah.
How do you keep even half of those viewers? Even a quarter of those viewers would be phenomenal.
I think part of it too is just the scheduling. Like the thing with Nat,
Scheduling is hard.
yeah, like I mean, it's not an excuse. Like Formula One, they take a month off in the middle of the summer. Doesn't seem to hurt their ratings at all. People know, people are committed. Like they don't have that fan commitment that Formula One has.
I think it helps too. They put their drivers out there and it's a legitimate worldwide audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it helps in that regard.
Yes, yes, indeed. And the Drive to Survive obviously was a big step forward for them, and other series have tried to copy the Drive to Survive formula, and it just doesn't have that same. It just is. I don't know. I don't know what the right word for it is, but it's like it's got that thing, that aura over it, where it just makes it really compelling. And I it's like I watched they put that 100 Days to Indy on a streaming platform that nobody subscribes to, and finally they've been slowly starting to put it on like FS1. And so I've tried to catch a couple episodes, and honestly, it's a little boring. Like the way they have it structured. Like it doesn't have that same drama effect as the episodes of Drive to Survive. And it's like the one I saw, it was like they showed like Scott Dixon's family. They were like sitting around the table eating breakfast, and the family was eating breakfast, and the kids were being goofy. And it's like, okay, that's cute and all. And they're talking about how Scott Dixon just he got that early 500 win in 2008, and just hasn't been able to get that second win, and that's kind of what's driving him, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, he's done practically everything else in the series.
Pretty much. Yeah,
And
and that's you gotta the storylines like that are cool and all, but it's you gotta watch how it comes across.
it just I don't know. I just found it just a little like okay. I mean, it's like you don't want to turn it into the WWE, but like at the same time, like you can learn a lot from WWE turning everything into a story. They like it or not, whether pro wrestling is something you're a fan of, you cannot argue with the fact how they've both gone among, over the last 30 years or so with the storytelling, the creating of the heroes and the enemies. Like you've got these, you're filling arenas every single week, and this guy comes out and they just boo the crap out of the person. But like the storyline could change, and they turn, and all of a sudden now they're the hero, the crowd's cheering them. And yeah, there was a point where like The Rock was seen as kind of a enemy that would get booed, and they would, early days, The Rocky sucks, and they'd have those chants in there, and then they turned and he became the people's champion. And they ran with that, and it probably was a huge factor to why Dwayne Johnson has the movie career he does and the power he does, and the star power. And it's just they know how to tell a very compelling story, and I think a lot of organizations can use aspects of that to improve their storytelling.
Yeah, overall it's huge of what they've done and you can learn a lot from it.
I mean, you want to keep it authentic. You don't want to like, yeah, that's like the biggest criticism of that people like. I don't watch pro wrestling because well, like it's scripted, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Your reality TV that you love,
It's
that's not
scripted.
that's not authentic. Let's be honest. Like
No.
the authenticity, like you watch certain reality shows and you could just see, okay, like that was just horribly scripted. And there's others where it's like they do a real good job of the camera work, the storytelling, etc., that it does look more authentic than others, even though it's not. And IndyCar has not found that. Like I don't say I want IndyCar to be scripted, absolutely not. But they need to work on their storytelling. I think that's the biggest criticism is that like the storytelling is not getting a larger, broader audience committed to the series.
Mhm. And there's plenty of drama going on right now.
Yeah, we mentioned power. Uh,
Colton Herta's going to be stepping away.
he is on his way to Formula One, just as a reserve driver.
Just now.
Yes.
Yeah, F1 reserve driver for Cadillac, which was kind of expected. And probably going to be driving in F2.
He's got to be. It's like there would be 0 point to him becoming an F1 reserve driver and have nothing else because he's not super license qualified right now.
No, he's 3 points short.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to make up those points. So,
And
yeah,
that's where they think it's the jump over to F2, get the just pure super license points. And that makes me wonder if Checo or Bottas are maybe on like a 1 or 2 year contract.
yeah, I mean, they may also like it's not like they're young guys either. Young, young. I mean, younger than us. How old is Sergio Perez? He's got to be like early 30s, right?
I'm not sure.
I
Actually, I
can't
haven't
remember.
looked.
Sergio Perez, 35. And Valtteri Bottas is 36. So it's like you stick around for 1, 2, maybe 3 years. That pushes them into their late 30s. You get that team off the ground, and then yeah, somebody like Herta refines their skill set, gets that super license qualification. You could have a team of Alex Palou and Colton Herta driving for Cadillac. Um, maybe. I mean, then
That'd be wild.
wouldn't wouldn't surprise me if that was the long-term plan. I mean, they are building. I saw somebody took a picture and posted the other day. They are building a U.S. headquarters for the F1 Cadillac team in Fishers, Indiana.
Yep.
So they're going to have a U.S. presence, and I think it's their intention that they want to put an American driver in the grid and be competitive. Which what do we figure out? Mario Andretti was the last American, not American born, but he is an American,
Probably.
but he is the last American to win a Formula One race. That list is pretty low. Uh,
Unless there's something else there in like the 70s, 80s that we just don't remember.
I don't think there is. 5 American F1 drivers have won a race. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Mario. It was Dan Gurney in
Gurney,
1978.
yes. I didn't forget Dan Gurney.
Yeah, that's a name where it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot all about him.
Very well-known name.
Mm.
Hey, we're idiots. It happens.
Mario last won in 1978. And then Phil Hill was the first American to win the F1 World Championship in 1961. Oh,
Um, the other news, Renus VK out at Dale Coyne.
which sounds like it was his idea.
Yeah, it sounded like he was ready to come back, and then all of a
like a
sudden,
week ago.
it's like, I'm not. So I wonder if the rumor mill's gonna be true. Malukas going over to the 12, VK going into what is it, the 4 to fill
Yep.
Malukas's seat,
Hmm.
and then we've already seen who's filled Herta's. I don't think the changing is done yet, though,
No, probably not.
as
Uh,
Prema has a lot of questions on drivers and team.
yeah, if they even exist.
Juncos is questionable.
We still haven't seen that mystery retirement yet. I don't think they were talking about Colton Herta.
No, as it's not a retirement.
Yeah, it's not he's just leaving. So and then on
Connor Daly is like, yeah, don't listen to reporters.
uh so with the Dale Coyne situation, he's got a driver. Who do you think fills it? Do you think Romain Grosjean wants to come back?
I
And
know Linus Lundqvist wants to come back too.
Lundqvist, and he probably deserves another chance.
I think so. He drove really well to just get dumped.
I mean
That
that
didn't when
was
teams go from 5 to 3.
yeah, I mean that was just it sucked, but that was a strictly a business decision. That wasn't a performance decision.
No,
I
a
mean, it
couple
kind
other
of was,
question
but
marks are what Stingray Rob does.
as
Um,
long as that check clears, he'll be back somewhere.
and the other question, Jacob Abel. That was a
Yeah,
rough year.
yeah, it was. I, I
Is it
think,
equipment or is it partially driver too?
I mean, I think it's a little both. I think one of the biggest frustrations with Abel was they made this huge deal about the anniversary for the Danny Sullivan spin and win. They had that high life car for the 500, and then he doesn't qualify,
Yeah.
and that hurt. Like you have a high like in an era where high profile consumer sponsors are getting fewer in motorsports. You have a pretty high profile sponsor in Miller celebrating an anniversary of a all-time moment in the 500 history, and then you don't even qualify.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what you do the rest of the year, that's going to stick in the back of your mind. I mean, not only are you not getting the money associated with competing in the 500, but there's probably some kind of provision that Miller probably, I'm sure they paid a little bit for all the upfront publicity and PR and seeing the car and qualifying and practice and stuff. But not getting in the race, that probably triggered some kind of exit clause for Miller that they didn't have to pay more than likely, and probably
Oh,
a decent
sure.
sum of money too.
Yeah, you lose that airtime to 8 million people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
So IndyCar season, silly season, is officially underway.
What about Nolan Siegel? He had a rough year at times.
And the way they've done stuff, I would not be surprised to see him out of a seat.
I mean, Arrow McLaren has fired for far less than what happened there, but I mean he's a pay driver, isn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
They opted for the check over I mean there were probably a handful of I mean, he showed a lot of potential last year with that qualifying round at the 500 when he flipped at the last moment and didn't qualify and
Yeah, he certainly has potential, but it seemed like he kind of found himself in everything at every race.
he did. Yeah, he really took a step back, I think. You're much better equipment this year and find yourself in a
And that's kind of that question of, do you just need to spend more time and develop in a lower series, even if you just dominate it for a couple of years instead of getting rushed up? And it's the Connor Zilisch question that's going to come up next year.
Well, on the that topic, it doesn't look like there are any yips with Connor back in the car. He looked pretty comfortable out there. The big takeaway from Portland, there's two big takeaways. Is one is that it's off the schedule in 26. And it sounds like NASCAR is not happy with the facility because there's functions about the track that are pretty dated. Like I guess like internet access in the
Yeah,
pit.
no internet on pit road.
Yeah, it's just they need basically they said you need to like update your facility and bring it up to par with everybody else, which is sad because like I think that track's a lot of fun. I
It
think
is a good track.
there's a lot of opportunities to pass. There's uh that all those cars, the Xfinity cars, ending up in the dirt in those last couple of turns. That was really wild. And I think the biggest though thing was the turn one exploit that Connor used to get.
Little controversial.
Yeah, but like all the drivers were essentially practicing that. And for those that didn't see, you have the that sharp chicane. Hang on a sec. Oh, I guess that wasn't for me. That sharp chicane, there was a lot of traffic, cars spinning on the restart, and Connor veered, basically blew the chicane, and there's like some walls you have to zigzag through, and the with the traffic jam and the time lost, actually may have gained time. It was actually faster to exploit that drive through. Got through, it was clear, and off he went.
Yeah, and the question is, and then a lot of the drivers were planning it. He had no intention of making turn two.
No,
'Cause you can see it. Yeah, it's going to get congested, but you were never making it.
no.
So that's the only thing. They need to figure out a way to reconfigure that or a little bit bigger sausage curb.
Yeah,
Because you don't see IndyCar doing that. They make the turn,
they
but those
do.
cars are considerably different.
That's also true as well. And there shouldn't be a case like the other thing too. Like if you blow the bus stop at Watkins Glen, I believe the rule is you have to come to a complete stop and then go.
Roval does have that rule. This is why
Yeah,
can Glenn's
yeah,
do it too.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. The bus stop at Watkins Glen, you have to come to a complete stop and then go. If you miss the bus stop entry, and it's like, is it as simple as implementing that? I mean, there are a few cars that went through, but it's like, do you have to like zigzag through, come to a complete stop, then go? Because he gained
Oh, he gained a huge amount of
he
time.
gained a huge amount of time. And granted, the scenario with the traffic jam that built up there helped with
That
that
did help.
gain. If things would have kept moving, he wouldn't have had nearly the gain. It was just one of those right place at the right time where it worked out. But it's like you need to change that rule to take that advantage away.
Yeah. Yeah, talking the exploit at Portland.
We had to take a quick commercial break there, and we lost our train of thought. So the editing on this will be fun. Um, let's see. We've got Portland, Southern 500. Chase
Yeah.
Briscoe goes back to back
With two different teams.
with two different teams. That's
That's
very
even more impressive, I think. And kind of a fact I didn't hear as much. Yeah, he's
uh
got that figured out. He's moving on.
he made a quote a while back. He's like, if I don't win at Gibbs, no one's ever gonna hire me ever again. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true.
He's got two on the season.
Yeah, yes, he does. It's and I mean that's very impressive. That's a really difficult race. One of
Oh
probably the
yeah.
toughest races on the schedule, and he does it in back-to-back years, and he looked really, really good in doing it too. Uh,
Yeah, there weren't many cars that were going to touch him. Reddick was pushing, but just couldn't get there.
I mean, it's good to see him kind of come around because it was until he had that Southern 500 win at SHR. He had the win at Phoenix a couple years ago, but he was pretty much a non-factor. Had a little rough start to the season this year, but it's just like he's finally like,
And
you
you
know,
can sometimes expect that with a new team, just trying to get into a rhythm. And
new team, new equipment,
well, it's good to see a fellow Indiana driver in victory circle.
and a former driver of the Highline Racing Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the second degree Chase Briscoe connections there. Um, but yeah, it's good for him. As we're getting close to wrap, we've got to double time it here. The Formula One Zandvoort, that was Isaac Hajar. Oh, how about that?
Yeah. First podium.
Qualifies P4, finishes on the podium. He looked really, really good. And they pointed this out after the fact with how his first race went, where he wrecked under the formation lap, and things could have gone downhill very fast there. And again, I have to thank Lewis Hamilton's father, who went up and basically consoled him
Yeah.
and said, this will be a moment you learn from and build from. And you know what? Good for him. That was a great drive.
Yeah. Now he may find himself in the number two seat to end his career, since that seat is basically doomed.
I love the meme where you have like it has like all of Max's teammates he's had over the years at Red Bull, and it's like, come join us, and they're like up in the cloud, like implying they're all dead. And
Yeah.
it's like Gasly and Albon and Sergio Perez and Liam Lawson and now Yuki.
Oh man. It'd be interesting to know what it is with that seat that makes it so tough.
I just wonder how much of it is that car is not that great, and then just Max is just that much of a beast.
Yeah.
All right, so not a good day for Ferrari. Got a lot of editing to do on this episode. Not going to be one of my clean edits this time, but yeah,
Driver
bet.
championship looks to be Piastri with the DNF of Norris.
Did you see uh Leclerc sitting on just basically sitting out there watching the
Yeah.
race after he crashed?
Yep.
Somebody put a marker on Google Maps of it's like the Charles Leclerc viewing spot.
That's what that mound will forever be known as
Yeah,
now.
they'll have to name it after him now. And I sent you this yesterday where they said that Leclerc is responsible for the birth of 400,000 Italians. And they pointed out that after he won the Ferrari home race in 2024, about 9 months later, there's a huge surge in births.
That was totally unexpected. That is hilarious. If there's any truth to that, that's just epic.
Oh man. Yeah,
Who
that
knew
that
auto racing could bring a nation together?
yes, it brings a nation together. Just like there was a surge in boasts in Chicago 9 months after the Cubs won the World Series.
Yep.
Oh, hell, on that note, I'm not sure how you can top that finish, but we're gonna go ahead and just close it out as you can probably hear the chaos unfolding behind me. So
Yeah, better get to that one.
yeah, I'm in trouble again, I'm sure. So again, thanks for tuning in. We didn't talk our iRacing again, but when you have a double DNF on Monday night and just don't have it for the leader on Tuesday, that's really about it.
Yeah, it happens.
All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Go to frracingonline.com at frracingonline. And oh, before I forget, got the Streamers Against Suicide fundraiser going on for the month of September. We're trying to raise $500 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. As of this moment, I think we're at 150. So
Nice.
thank you everybody for tuning in, and please keep donating. We want to hit that $500 goal, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Take care.